Okay. Hi guys, I'm Ben Lawton, Business Director of OTTRS, and this is
Dan Pettit, the other side of OTTRS.
As you can tell, Dan is the creative side because he likes all things colour, and I am more of a direct, straight shooter. On the podcast, you're going to get more people like me and Dan, and people who aren't like me and Dan from in town
And out of town.
So please buckle up, have a seat, and let us know what you think.
Thank you. Are we recording on two different channels this time then, Joss?
Yeah, you both are. And we did with the last podcast, but it obviously went missing.
Oh, what happened to that? I wonder.
We vlogged that, don't worry. We did.
You vlog it already?
Yeah.
Well, let's put it in the podcast as well for those who don't watch the vlog.
Hello and welcome back to the OTTRS podcast. You're joined with here Ben host, Ben Lawton, and my co-hosts.
Daniel DJ Pettit, and over to my other co-host,
Joss Henderson.
Easy Wagwan, my boys. What's happening?
It's the most amount of energy we have for the whole hour, so it's all downhill.
Buckle up.
Take it or leave it.
Dan, what's new in your life?
My lovely dudes. What is new in my life? Not a lot, really. Just been taking in the autumn sun.
Yes.
That's what it's all about these
28
days.
degrees in September.
Yes. What's that about? Global warming,
Global
Ben.
warming.
That's what that's about. What do you think of global warming?
I quite like it at the moment.
What? You sound like Donald Trump.
Well, no, because Donald Trump says it doesn't exist.
Does he not?
No, yeah. So, I mean, it's obviously not a good thing because, well, everyone knows why. However,
Polar bears.
if we can get, if it's going to happen and the upside is longer summers, I'm not necessarily against it.
What about all the other bad stuff that comes with it, though?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, that sucks.
But the summer's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, if this is
Yeah.
going to happen regardless, let's look on the bright side, pun intended, that we're going to get longer, hotter summers. I mean, it's, 17th of September? 16th of September?
You know, if we get longer, hotter summers, that means we get shorter winters.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about? Are they going to be colder?
Shorter winters.
Well, Canada has really hot summers and really cold winters, doesn't it?
Mm.
I think I'd prefer that. But then again, you've got to change your tyres in your car every season.
Oh, yeah. Winter tyres.
Mm.
Probably have to get the Michelins out.
Because I heard that in a Drake lyric, like, I need to get you those winter tyres for your Mercedes, baby. Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, imagine like having to buy tyres.
Mm.
Or change them around every time. In Iceland, my friend Wags, he got a fine because he left his summer tyres on in the winter. And he got a fine.
That's mad.
That you legally have to change
You have
them.
to change them because it's so dangerous.
Do you refer to,
Wow.
when you say tyre, do you actually mean the full set? Like the wheel and the tyre?
Just the tyre.
Right.
The alloy can be the same.
Okay, cool. That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Because I think I would just have a whole new set of wheels.
Yeah, because then you can change it yourself.
Yeah, just like pop them on, pop them off.
Whereas
No one can
tyres-
change a tyre.
Well, unless you're a
without
tyre
the-
man.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
I
Cool.
was gonna make a retired joke there. But
Well, that's the podcast today. Thanks for tuning in.
what about Canada, though? Would you like to live there? You said you have, but whereabouts? Do you know?
This is your place, isn't it, Canada?
Yeah, I'd like to live there. I think apparently Vancouver's pretty cool because you can ski and surf in the same day. Vancouver?
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool.
It's like got the mountains, but it's also got a really good like beach.
That's really
Amber's,
sick.
I might be wrong. So.
Amber's got family in Toronto, and she said she didn't like it.
Yeah.
She just says wasn't a fan of it at all. I'd like to go out there and see the country, though.
Yeah,
Like
me
the,
too.
The Great Lakes. The
Great
Great Lakes. There's a YouTube channel I started watching,
Yeah.
and I've kind of forced Amber to watch it, and it's called the 30-Day Nature Challenge, where two like guys on YouTube go into like the bush in Canada, and apparently they call it the bush in Canada as well, not just Australia.
Okay.
And they have to survive for 30 days.
Wow.
And these guys are like they're like non-famous Bear Grylls people, so they can do it. But it's kind of cool to watch, and they vlog the whole thing. I don't know how they charge the batteries.
Solar,
Yeah, I guess it could
maybe.
be.
Mm.
But they film the whole thing, and like they're fishing like every day, trying to get food, building dens and stuff. And it's like, wow,
They have bears in Canada too,
they have
and like big salmons.
yeah, they have grizzlies there.
Grizzly bears. Yeah. Josh, would you like to live in Canada?
I would. Yeah. I've never been. I would love to. My dad lived there for a while.
Did he?
And he was a big fan. Yeah.
You kept that quiet.
Well, he was in the army. He joined when he was 16. So he's lived like in loads of places.
Did you play ice hockey out there?
Probably.
He'd be a good ice hockey player, Josh's dad.
He's a big lad.
He is a big lad. And he's a big fan. He's never actually been back, which is quite sad. I think he wants to.
One day
One day.
you could treat him.
Maybe.
Little trip. father-son thing.
That'd be nice. But yeah, I think I would love to pay a visit. Maybe not live. What are those big, like, what are they called? They're a bit like a deer, but massive.
Moose.
Elks.
Yeah, elk. One of them moose. The massive ones that are like as big as the Defender.
It's probably a moose. They're pretty popular in Canada.
There's an island.
They have otters over there as well, I think.
There's an island in Canada. I heard this on Joe Rogan podcast that's been left untouched for so many years. It's now I think it's a Canadian national park, and you can hunt there, but only like one time a year, and you have to get a special license, and you have to be an experienced hunter. But it has the biggest elks and the biggest grizzly bears in the world.
Jeez.
This island, just because they've just been left to
That's cool.
be free. They've gotten so big. They've got bears there that are literally the size of like vans.
That's mad.
A van.
That is
Imagine
mental.
a van bear running at you.
That's crazy.
They're still not as big as polar bears, though.
Are they not?
Nah, polar bear's still the daddy.
Wow.
It'd be kind of cool to go there, though, wouldn't it? It'd be like going to like that's like a real world Jurassic Park.
I was going to say it's like just that one island that's been left untouched.
There's an island in the Bahamas that's got loads of pigs on it. Have you heard of that?
Pigs.
Pigs.
Yeah, they swim around, don't they?
Yeah. That's pretty mad.
Would you want to go there?
I do
Yeah, I
like.
do quite like pigs.
Yeah.
I like piglets more than pigs. Because they're pretty cute.
You like what?
Piglets.
Twiglets.
Twiglets. I actually hate twiglets.
I love twiglets.
No, I'm not a fan.
Do you remember that time we were on the Trust, National Trust shoot, and we went to that pig den? Pig den? No.
Pig farm?
Pig farm.
Yeah.
And there was all those pigs in there, like, losing their shit because they were like, well, we'll save the feeding time for when you guys come and film. And like, I think you had like a box of like food or something like that, or like a crate. I swear it was you, like activated them, and they all just lost it.
I was
They
hyping
were
them up, wasn't I?
Yeah, Ben was like
I was
hyping
hyping
these,
up
like,
the
group of
piglets.
pigs up, and they were just like doing zoomies everywhere. Oh, it's brilliant. That was a good day.
Shades on that guy. See that?
It looks like MI5.
He does look MI5.
It's such an older man look, isn't it, when they have the proper tight jet black sunglasses. Does your dad wear those? My dad wears them.
Where there's like no partition in the middle.
Yeah, it's
like
just
block.
pure like 80s. I don't even know what the style is.
Kind of like rave mixed with.
just
dad.
strong dad mode.
It's a bit Matrixy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But nowhere near as cool. But then you try them on, and that shit's well comfy. Like it sticks to your face.
Like,
mate.
Dad, I can see why you do this now.
It's like all those years at home where your dad has like leather flip flops, and you think those are gross. And then you try them on holiday, and you're like, oh
boy.
I can breathe between my toes. This is phenomenal.
What about the whole the slipper, the whole slipper thing? Like,
Are you there yet?
Have you always been a slipper man?
We have where I used to live in Highworth, but in order to get from the house to the garage, and the garage is where like we had a second fridge for all the booze.
So rich.
Right.
You've got a garage.
The garage was a gap, a gap to the garage. And if it was raining, I didn't want to have to like go all the way to the front door, put my trainers on, come all the way back. So I used to like borrow Dad's slippers to go to the garage, and that's the only time I ever used slippers. And then when I was about 22, I think I got a pair of slippers for Christmas, mate. And game changer.
Yeah.
Something about it. Something about it.
I'm not. I have got a pair, but I don't really wear them. I just find my feet get a little bit too sweaty.
Wear them with socks. Have you been
Oh,
wearing
yeah,
them
maybe.
barefoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, schoolboy era, mate. It's like wearing trainers without socks.
You can see I'm just an unseasoned pro. I just don't wear them enough.
It's okay.
That's why.
We're all new here.
Yeah, I guess we all start somewhere, don't we?
Joss,
I used to wear them.
what
Like-
happened?
Like Dan, I just felt I got a bit too hot in the evenings, but I never wore socks.
Surely
So-
I'm
You're
only.
both wearing
I'm,
these barefoot. You're
I'm gonna.
crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get hotter though.
No.
Put another layer on. Oh,
Logic
you're not gonna
says-
sweat anymore.
Socks.
Yeah.
Socks prevent sweating.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense
but,
in my head.
but don't ask me why, because I don't know.
Isn't it weird that we put socks on our feet? Isn't it weird that we cover our feet in like something to put shoes on? What are they
Yeah,
for? What
it is
are
weird,
socks
that.
for?
Isn't it weird that we wear shoes?
I think socks are
Yeah.
socks are supposed to stop you rubbing in your shoes,
Well, why didn't they just make shoes that don't rub then?
because then they'd be like skin tight. And
So
it'd be
there's
horrible.
been this many years of people wearing shoes and they've still not found a shoe that doesn't rub that means you don't have to wear socks.
Well, yeah, like river shoes don't rub. But do you really want to wear river shoes about? Do you know how uncomfortable we'd
Why
be?
haven't Nike made shoes that don't rub?
Imagine
then?
socks that like are so tight to put on. They just wouldn't be comfortable.
They are a bit weird,
Like
though, aren't they?
wiggle
The
your
con-
ankle round right now. It's nice to have a bit of movement,
The
isn't
concept of socks is a bit weird, isn't it?
it? Nah. I tell you what is weird about socks is why don't you sweat when you have them on?
I do.
I don't. I only sweat if I put shoes on barefoot. and my feet sweat then.
That's instant regret.
That is just you're instantly you definitely will sweat.
Yeah,
But
and then your shoes stink.
you never sweat when you have socks on.
Not on my feet, nah.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. Remember that time when we were on another shoot and you took your shoes off in the front of the car and they absolutely stank?
Yeah, that doesn't mean they were sweating.
Surely they did.
Yeah.
They've had to get wet to smell.
I think my shoes got wet on the shoot. That's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fair
And then
enough.
they stayed wet for like 4 days. Thanks for bringing up my smelly feet in the podcast. For the record, they don't smell anymore. I use coffee extracts on them.
Wow.
That sounded nice, thank you.
Aside from feet, what else do you think's weird? Actually, talking about feet, you know, some people find like foot fetishes. They're into that.
Are you into that?
Nah, that's strange.
Is it?
Well, for me,
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan. Yeah, obviously, you are.
I'm not.
No,
Nah,
not at all.
I'm not into feet, but I'm also not against feet.
fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if the feet I don't know if I should even go into this, but if the feet somehow, you know, were near my face during a certain encounter, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, get those away from me. Like, I'm not grossed out by them.
Okay.
Are you grossed out by them?
No, I'm not grossed out by feet. I just don't find them like
Attractive.
other people do.
Yeah.
Have you tried
Yeah.
feet before?
No, you got a new keyboard the other day.
Good.
You don't like the subject, do you?
This is just a bit weird to talk on a podcast, isn't it? I don't want
Why?
to talk about my fantasies.
A business
of like, well,
podcast.
I don't have feet fantasies anyway, but
So you do have a foot fetish?
no, I don't.
Oh.
That's what I said.
You don't want to talk about your fantasies, but we haven't been talking about your fantasies, I don't think. Unless
You were
unless
talking about your
is foot
fantasy
fetish.
being feet, and if it was near your face, and you would
I wouldn't be.
take it in.
I wouldn't take it in, but I wouldn't be like, "What the fuck? Get that foot away from me!" I don't think I'm scared by feet. Whereas I think some people are a bit like they're a bit anti-feet, aren't they?
Yeah, quite weirded
Some
out
people
by
are like,
them.
oh, I hate feet. Feet are disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't care.
I wouldn't say all feet are gross, but I'm not
All
attracted
feet
to
matter.
them.
Smelly
all
feet are
feet.
gross though, but you
Yeah.
can say that about
Yeah.
most things.
Yeah,
That's just
true.
like poor hygiene.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
don't know,
excuse for
or
that.
unfortunate events like Ben's
Yeah, he's
Soggy foot.
Yeah,
Yes.
fair point.
Soggy feet.
wet foot. Do you remember like being a child, or back in the younger days, or even now when you get a booty? Do you know what a booty is?
An ass.
No, when you're like walking and you go to jump over a river or a stream or something,
Right.
and then your foot lands in the water, and then
Is that what it's called?
it's got a booty. Yeah,
Didn't know that even had a name. I, thought it
I
was
just know that was
falling
like
in a river.
I just thought it was slipping in the river. Yeah.
it's got a
How-
slip in the river.
How do you spell booty?
Define booty.
How-
Valuable stolen goods, especially those seized in war. It's
Pirates?
Not that one.
Booty, yeah. Pirate booty. Or it's slang for nowadays for the bum, isn't it? The arse. The derriere.
Nice.
That's French.
Um,
You're not getting much.
I can't find it. I think I might have made it up.
I think you have as well. I don't think I've ever heard someone refer to slipping in the river as booty.
Oh, that was a booty.
Who told you that?
I just remember it from back in the day.
Yeah, what
Blimey.
day?
I don't know, it was 12, 13, playing out on the street.
Friends or parents?
Friends.
What friends?
School friends.
Warmford friends?
Yeah.
Did you never jump over a river as a child, Ben?
Did you not get let out much when you were younger?
Yeah, but we didn't call it booty.
All right.
I also didn't really slip in rivers.
You always like scaled them, jumped straight over.
Overshot. He went over the next river.
Do you remember any stuff like that as a kid when you used to like you had like a bad fall? I fell down the stairs when I was like 4 and I hit my head on the radiator. That's why I got that.
Did
That's
you?
why I got a scar up here somewhere.
Can't see it.
That's
That's it.
healed.
Nice.
I had a bit of a bad accident one that I put a skateboard on the end of my foot, and I looked down at it, and as I looked down, I went to lift it up into the air to try and like throw it up and like flip it and then land on it, which was never going to happen. But as I lifted it, I looked up, and the end of the skateboard just came straight up and
Oh.
hit me right in the nose.
Did you break your nose?
No, just very bloody.
Do you have a bleeding nose?
Yeah.
I used to get nosebleeds all the time.
Same.
Me too.
All the time.
The doctor said it's because my brain's growing.
We should call this a nosebleed club, because we all have nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Is it quite a common thing? I used to
think
wake
so.
up with nosebleeds though, like my pillow would be red.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd done that a couple of times, but then Charlotte says she's never had a nosebleed.
Ever?
Wow.
Yeah, and I used to have them like,
You can change that, Joss.
I know. I used to have them a lot. Like,
Up until like what age? Like 15, 16?
probably like 16, 17.
Yeah, then it stopped, right?
Yeah.
I used to think I was like this anomaly that was I'd like, oh, I'm just really smart, so my brain bleeds. And then it transpired that I just have really overactive sinuses.
I used to get more in summer, I think, with like hay fever.
Yeah.
Used to be a bit of a trigger.
Hay fever's a fucking shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. To be fair, you had your allergic rhinitis quite bad last year.
Allergic rhinitis.
Touch wood though, it's not really kicked in this year, has it?
No, it hasn't.
It was about this time last year that you were like really bad.
I've been taking stuff though.
Have you?
Mm.
On the daily?
Whenever it kicks in.
Yeah.
Which normally I would have to do every day, but it's subsided some.
What's that?
Good for you, mate.
Allergic rhinitis.
Well done.
What's that?
Allergic rhinitis is what hay fever actually is.
Oh.
But allergic rhinitis has strands, so you could be allergic to pollen, or tree pollen, or hair, or dust.
Okay,
Whereas
right.
I'm allergic to all of them.
Classic
Shit.
Ben Lawton.
So I'm
Classic.
allergic rhinitis full house, they call me in the hospital.
Full house.
Oh, here comes full house.
There he is, FH.
Hello, nurses.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Damn.
They tried to give me steroids for my nose, and it
Mm.
worked tremendously, but then it gave me headaches. Like, I could literally have 2 sprays of this stuff and go, like, sniff meadows, or, like, walk into, like, a pool of tree pollen. And I wouldn't
There's
feel-
always a downside, isn't there?
Yeah, it wasn't worth the headaches, mate.
No. I
But
bet it
that's
wasn't.
Baconaise from Boots.
Baconaise.
If anyone out...
Baconaise.
That's what it's called.
Is it called Baconaise?
Nah,
It's
Baconaise.
BEA,
It's
innit?
Baconaise, mate.
Baconaise is the
Baconaise.
stuff. Have you ever been to GBK?
Yeah.
And you get it with the chips. It's mayonnaise with bacon in.
Is that what I've been spraying up my nose?
Yeah.
Baconaise.
Is it Baconaise or Baconaise?
I think it's called Baconaise.
I'm pretty sure the pharmacist said Baconaise, and ever since then I thought, wow, she can't be wrong.
Yeah, but you also call you also call poppadoms pompadoms.
They are called Pumpadom.
They're not.
I swear to God, mate, I'll go to India and get it changed. I get it from my dad, and he also pronounces tentacles, and he can't change it. Like, it doesn't matter how hard he tries or how like much effort he puts into pronouncing it, he can't do it.
Says what?
Tentacles,
Instead of what?
tentacles,
Test.
and he can't say ridiculous. He says ridiculous, like the spell from Harry Potter.
Ridiculous.
That's brilliant.
I just
Ridiculous.
I just don't
testicles.
know like how often you're asking your dad to say tentacles. That's what I'm thinking. Like, when is he saying that? How do you know that?
Often, mate. It was an often occurrence in the household.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It was the thing is you put a drink in my dad and he just starts skipping vowels. He'll just be talking and there's like an A in a word and you think that doesn't need to be in there.
My nan can't say millennium. She says more like millennium. And she can't she literally can't say it. It's pretty sad. Thinking of millennium, do you remember what happened in the millenniums?
Do you remember where you were?
No,
were you
not
born
really.
then, Joss? You were born like 4 years ago, weren't you?
I was 2 months old.
Jeez.
Were you really?
Not even 2 months old.
Oh my God, you were a month and 19 days old, weren't you?
Yeah, that's good, mate. Nice.
Thank you, everyone. 11, I know it's birthday, you don't. 11th November, 95.
That's really good.
No,
Do you
no.
what do you remember about the millennium?
I was in the... Have a guess where I
Oh,
was.
no, different event. It's getting hyped then.
I was in the podium on Highworth, mate.
Where?
And it's probably one of my youngest memories because I would have been 6. No, I would have been...
6.
No, I would have been 5 because he turned New Year's into 2000.
Yeah.
So I got a memory of being 5 on the corner where, you know where Kinger is?
Yeah.
Opposite that on the street in the corner by the podium. And then I remember we did it and then everyone cheered. I don't know what I was up at that time. I
Was it
guess-
like really
No.
busy?
Your parents knew you had to experience it.
I think so, yeah.
Mm.
Some experience.
There was the whole Y2K thing around it, though, wasn't there? Like, people thought the world was going to end and that electronics were going to have their own intelligence and planes were going to fall out of the sky.
That's
Really?
pretty
Yeah, there's a cult. There's loads of suicides on the night and stuff.
Where were you, Dan?
I actually don't remember where I was, but I was thinking of the
parents?
total eclipse.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Where did you go for that?
I went down to Land's End,
Oh, I
literally like the furthest point down south.
There's me saying good parents, mate. I think I was just on a field.
Oh, we probably getting boozed up, weren't you?
No,
12 years old or something.
running through rivers, mate, doing booty.
But I remember we went down to Land's End and watched the total eclipse. That was pretty cool because it was like there's like no light pollution down there, and we had to stay in a tent, and they had like one of those toilets that were made out of pallet wood. It was like a nature drop or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but it was basically just a big pile of shit. That's something I remember. I'll never forget.
When was that?
I don't know. When was it?
Don't know.
Was it like maybe 5 years ago? Or is it,
No.
are we talking
Younger,
like...
I think. I've been young.
Because there was I remember there was like a few solar eclipses a few years ago, wasn't there?
Mm.
And I was in maybe a 10 or 11 when one of them happened. And the like DT technician...
1999.
So I was yeah, that's an even earlier memory than down that one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jeez.
Sierra's born. Yeah, the DT technician had like a visor that you used when he was welding, and if you look through that, you could look at the eclipse. Because obviously you're not meant to look at them in case the sun comes back around and blinds you, but we could look at it, and it was just
I think I had that as well.
really cool.
It's pretty nuts. It'd be midday and like, oh, it's darkness now.
Yeah,
What do the
yeah,
animals
yeah.
think? Do you reckon badgers come out of the eye and think, fucking hell, that's quick?
Yeah, like look around.
Feeding time!
I think birds get a bit freaked out by it.
Yeah.
Big time.
Mm.
Imagine what they thought back in the day. Like
Yeah.
400 years ago.
Before they understood it.
Oh, is it dark already?
Well, who's the person who like found out all this information about like the eclipse and everything? This has just been like maybe the Greeks probably found out. They're the ones who made the star constellations,
Yeah.
so they probably worked out.
Could have been.
I bet
The
there probably
eclipse.
wasn't a worldwide understanding of it, was there?
I mean,
not for recent.
we used to think that
recent
we were the
times.
centre of the universe, didn't we?
Mm.
Yeah.
You're the center of my universe.
Damn.
Nice.
Stop it.
What's the one place that you've been to that was just like pitch black? Do you remember that?
Yes. Second year of BTEC Public Services, we
Yeah.
went caving,
Yeah,
and we went into a cave.
I remember this.
And he said, "All right, everyone, you want to see pure darkness,
Yeah.
like absolute darkness. Everyone turn your headlights off. Everyone turn the headlights off, and like everyone's been in dark places, mate. But like your eyes adjust and you can make out your hands and stuff.
Mm.
I couldn't. I was doing. My hand was in front of my eyes and I couldn't see it.
I do remember that.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that
Never
was
experienced
mad.
anything like it.
Caving is something, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Scary.
Yeah, I think like most people who've, I think we spoke about this last time, but the Penkethly trip or whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't go on that because you went to Osmond Bay, didn't you?
Yeah.
But anyway, for those who have been,
Thanks.
you go through this thing called like the letterbox or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
Like
that.
everyone
yeah,
like
yeah,
you through, and I was like, I'd never thought I was going to fit through that. Like my head was big, my stomach was bigger, and I fit through it.
Yeah.
Don't know how you do it though.
There was a guy in my class who was he's a big lad, like quite a big lad, and we all got through it, and he was like pushing himself for half an hour to get through it. He was crying.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god,
just couldn't imagine the pain. Like
it's like the rebirth.
yeah, and I thought to myself like, oh, I was like way skinnier than I am now, and I was at the time I was like, if they're getting that kid and like my tutor through it, like I'm fine. Like,
Yeah.
I can get through it backwards, you know.
Mm.
But it's
Was
still,
it
like,
hard for you
scary.
though? Was it still quite tight? Because I remember, I think what it
Yeah,
was is
yeah.
the gap got narrower towards the end, so
Yeah.
they pushed you wherever they thought was going to be a bit difficult,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy.
It was just. Did you at the end of it? Did you go like down like a log flume?
Yeah, like a
stone
natural slide.
flume?
Yeah. Man, that's so cool.
So cool. I remember we went to Penkethly at like the end of year 5 or 6, and then we did a similar trip in year 7.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite near the start of year 7. I think it was like almost like a big opportunity for all the kids to like get to know each other better. But it was similar to Penkethly, like 5 days away in Wales again. We went to some of the same places. We did like rock climbing, and then we did like, is it called gorge walking?
Yeah, so you're like jumping off cliffs and stuff
Yeah.
into the sea.
Yeah. We did some of that, and then we went through this old train tunnel, which is like,
You've got to hold on to the person in front of you. Yeah.
I was the very, very last person. There wasn't even a teacher behind me. They were like a few people in front of me, and I was just like turned around at one point, and I was like, holy shit. This is like the point in a horror movie where something just like runs up at you.
Did they tell you a story about how like there was a train going through once and someone's head got chopped off and they still haven't found the head? They tell you that story or not?
What?
No,
No.
They probably did. I can't remember much of it, to be honest.
I remember that.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
That was a good trip.
I know there was this place you could canoe down, and the cow was trying to attack you from the riverside.
The bulls, yeah.
They hate the color red.
They do hate the colour red, and I found that out pretty bad one day.
Okay.
Have you been surfing before?
Yeah, been a couple of times actually. We've been.
Yeah, we have been. I'd like to go more.
Yeah, I would too. It was good. We were quite successful.
We were alright, weren't we?
Yeah, we handled it pretty well.
Did we both start on the big boards, and then you downgraded, and I thought I'm not ready for that,
Yeah,
and then we both did, and it was so much better.
yeah. Because it was that time we went we had a shoot and then we stayed there for a little bit longer, and then Ben. I remember just looking across the wave, like just coming out the bottom of this like whitewash wave, coming out, looking up. Ben just like coming towards me over the shoulder, and he's just like, you on your knees at the time, and he was just
Disbelief.
riding this wave, yeah, like
That's
So high.
like
Was it?
disbelief.
Yeah, it was like 20 feet. It felt like 20 feet high. I remember I got up
Yeah.
there, and like when you catch it and you're on it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm on it. I was like, where's Dan? Where I see him,
Yeah.
I was like, Dan! Look at me!
It was crazy.
Even like as a kid when you do like bodyboarding and you go out quite far and then you just like try and catch a wave. Just doing that, like lying on your front, is like so much fun.
Yeah. It's scary. The first time you misjudge a wave and it crashes on you.
Mm.
Scary, isn't it?
I remember I went down to Woolacombe one year with my family, went camping, and me and my sister did surfing and like bodyboarding, and there was a jellyfish in the water,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, holy fuck, we don't know where to get out, because then we started seeing more and more and more, which was really weird.
What did you do?
We got out because we'd already been in like a few hours, and we started seeing them.
You've been stung before?
No.
Have you, Dan?
Mm.
You're the sort of guy been stung by a jellyfish.
I have, yeah.
Did you fish on yourself?
No, is when I went travelling to like around Europe, and then Hannah came out to Barcelona and she met us there, and there was a jellyfish just in the sea, and I was being an absolute dickhead, and it was in the sea and it was bobbing about, and I'd like slapped it on the top, thinking like, whoa, like slapped it, and like just to see what the sound and feels like, and it was pretty big. It was like, you know,
A dinner plate?
yeah, probably like twice a dinner plate. So it was pretty big. I
Jesus.
slapped the top of it, and I thought, oh, it was funny. And then I obviously was just like wiped my face because of water in my face, and
Oh god.
did that. And then like 5 minutes later, my whole mouth and everything was just tingling, and like it kind of swell up a bit. And I was just like, obviously the jellyfish has got something on it that's
Yeah.
causing that.
Did it hurt?
That's nuts.
It was just like really like tingly. You know when you get like pins and needles in your,
Yeah.
your legs or whatever? It's a bit like that.
How long did it last for?
I think it was like an hour or so.
Were you worried?
Nah, I was all right. No one pissed on me, luckily.
On your mouth?
Yeah, imagine that.
Please, Matt. It's the one token of friendship I need you to do. We on my lips.
I went to Tenby in Wales last year with my family, and there was loads and like probably like over 50 massive jellyfish washed up on the beach.
Dead.
I think it must have been
Yeah.
because the tide in Tenby goes so far out.
Yeah.
And I'll show you this photo. They're huge.
Oh my
They're
God.
They were bigger than that barrel, like in circumference, I guess. And it was just crazy because
They're crazy creatures, aren't they? Jellyfish.
yeah, like look at that photo. That's Charlotte's feet next to
Wow.
That's gross,
it.
man.
Yeah.
You know, you see pictures of like people who go out swimming or scuba diving, and they're like taking photos in between jellyfish. That's so gross.
Mm.
I hate octopus as well.
Because of the tentacles.
Just because, it's
They're
tentacles.
ridiculous, aren't they?
Yeah.
You ever seen octopus?
No, I haven't.
Do you remember the octopus that they used during the World Cup like a few years ago?
Yeah.
They used to play like they used to put both teams' bucket down. Was it a bucket? And he had to put a ball in one of the buckets, and he predicted every single game right apart from the final.
That is nuts.
Isn't it?
That
So
is
people started making
weird.
money because they started to put money on what the octopus was going to choose.
That is mental.
It's mental how the world works, isn't it?
Have you been snorkeling?
In Centre Parks, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only place.
What's
Really?
it like in Centre Park?
Just in a pool.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Nothing outside though. What have you done?
I've snorkeled.
Great Barrier Reef or something?
Nah.
Rich boy.
Out in Jamaica, actually.
Have you been there? How many times have you been there?
Twice now.
You've been to Jamaica twice?
Yeah.
Wow, that must be nice.
Yeah, pretty lucky, really.
So the Great Barrier Reef is out there?
Yeah, out at Great Barrier Reef in Jamaica. We were snorkeling once, and I was pretty young, and the tour guide who took us out, he went under the water with a snorkel straight down and picked up this little puffer fish, one of the ones that blow up. He brought it up
No
to the
way.
surface, and it didn't blow up. It like,
3, 2, 1.
and it just like blew up in size. That was pretty cool.
Was
and
it-
then we were swimming a little bit longer, and there was a stingray on the floor.
No way.
Yeah, and like he like told us, and everyone like shimmied away from it.
Because it's deadly.
Well, I think
They're
just a bit-
venomous, aren't they? Their tails.
Yeah, rest in peace, Steve Owen. Well, that wasn't venomous, was it? He just got spiked through the chest.
Gosh.
It's the sharpness, I think, of it. I think it went straight through him.
I read apparently that he would have survived if he didn't take it out. Because he took it out,
Really?
he then had internal bleeding and died.
Jeez.
But if he'd left it in and gone to hospital, they could have.
Yeah, but surely the stingray would have been losing its like shit. Like if it's stuck in a human and you've got this like 13-stone person at the end of your tail, you're gonna try and wiggle to get it out.
Was it in a zoo or something?
I don't know. I think it was out.
Was it in the ocean?
Yeah, I think so.
It was such a sad day when that happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, he could still be here with us today. He was a great man.
Imagine the vids that would be out there right now if he was
God.
still around.
He'd have like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Well, his son's like pretty big photographer.
Yeah.
He's a
Mm.
pretty big photographer.
What's his name?
Joey. I've no idea.
Me neither.
What do you think? What do you think is our native animal?
England's.
Yeah.
Otter.
Do you think?
Nah.
Do you know what it is?
I got a good guess. After you have a few guesses yourself.
A cow.
Don't know. I was thinking the swan, but probably not the swan.
Oh, I guess it would be the swan.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. Shall I Google it?
Yeah.
Hey Siri, what is England's national animal?
Here's an answer from wikipedia.org. The Barbary lion is a national animal of England.
The Barbary lion.
The Barbary lion. I guess it's 3 lines on the shirt, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah.
Mm.
If you could introduce one apex predator to the England's wildlife, what would it be?
Probably the great white shark.
What, around the English Channel? Why? It would just kill people all the time.
So would every apex predator,
Well,
wouldn't it?
no, bears you could control.
I don't know.
How would you
how
do
wild-
that,
I
though?
would- how would,
If
like,
you introduce great white sharks, I think you get more deaths than bears. At least with bears, you see one, you could be like, okay, I'm not going to go over there. But sharks, you can't really go shark hunting.
it's
very
the
easy.
unknown, isn't it, with sharks?
Yeah, they could be anywhere.
You just described the ocean.
They could be anywhere.
I don't know.
I think bears would be cool.
Imagine if bears. Well, they're obviously gonna. You're not just gonna have one. You're gonna like put a couple out so they can
Yeah,
start
like
breeding.
10,000
10,000 bears.
across the whole country. Yeah,
Do you know how many that is?
yeah, 10,000.
Nice. That's a lot. It's not
Mate.
like the UK's that big though. We don't have that much
The UK's massive. They
green
think about
space for them to go.
it. Yeah,
They'd be in like. What's that fucking big national park called? The one where I went to film Sam.
Dartmoor.
No. The
New Forest.
New Forest.
They'd be in like there and like national parks in Wales. But then what's going to stop them? Like, just tearing people apart.
It's not that. They'll also remove other species of animals.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair,
They're
mate.
completely-
And it'll be the decline of like the great hog.
Yeah. What? I bet there's not even 10,000 bears in the wild.
10,000 bears.
Yeah.
There's 728 bears in Yellowstone National Park, which is like one of the biggest national parks in the world.
How big is Yellowstone?
Huge.
Yellowstone is like
Size of
massive.
how big?
It's bigger than
The
this
size of
country.
Sheffield.
So there's 25,000 grizzlies in Canada.
25,000.
So I'm gonna, yeah.
Canada's massive as well.
Yeah. Imagine 10,000. You pop to the shops and you see one.
They'd
Yellowstone.
be so concentrated, wouldn't they, in one area?
Yellowstone is actually massive in comparison to like Europe.
Is it?
Yeah, it's. I want to try and find something it's compared to.
Do you know what I do like seeing? Birds.
Bird's cool.
Love a good bird.
In the bar?
No, not in the bar, mate.
Oh, you mean
Just-
like real birds?
Yeah, like real ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the red kite or the buzzard. It's pretty cool to see.
You ever seen eagles before in real life?
The band.
No, I haven't.
The bird.
Nice.
You never seen an eagle in like anywhere, a zoo or anything?
I went to like some Countryfile live show once and they had birds there, but I don't think it was an eagle.
You're so posh.
Some hawk or
Do you
something.
know what? Did you ever watch Deadly 60?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Deadly 60 live? They did it at Lydiard Park once, and
Really?
I was like this far from Steve Backshall, and
He's
he had
a
like
legend.
he had like owls, eagles.
He
all
lives on the
sorts.
Thames.
Does he? What guy?
How do you know that?
I watch Countryfile.
Why do you know that?
Because during the coronavirus pandemic, when everyone was at home, he was on his home boat on the Thames, and he was doing like little segments on Spring Watch. It's my second favourite show. Ask me what my first favourite is.
What is it?
Autumn Watch.
Is that,
Yeah.
is that a thing?
Yeah.
So they have winter and summer watch
BBC
then?
Ones. Yeah. Spring Watch and Autumn Watch. Yeah, I think so.
So there's no winter or summer. It's just
And then in between you watch Countryfile.
That's a map of Yellowstone,
right.
and that's the United Kingdom.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's
you want to get how many
huge.
bears?
10,000.
10,000. It's only a
10,000?
few, mate.
They'd have to. What do you reckon they do? They'd have to like arm people, wouldn't they? Well, they'd have to go on a massive cull.
Not
Think
even,
how much bear meat there would be
So,
in a shop.
so you want 10,000 bears, but then you want them to go cull them straight away.
No, that's not what I want. I'm just obviously the number I originally introduced is massively incorrect. Maybe more like 9,000.
talking about hunting.
Here we go.
Did you see the one sport and one activity that doesn't need to maintain social distancing in the minute is hunting?
In England. So fox hunting and all the stuff
And
that
like pheasant.
the posh people do.
Shame, innit?
Just makes
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Can you still go to the gym, though?
Yeah.
You can't hunt there. We can hunt there.
And kids are still in school.
You can hunt at the gym.
Yeah.
What are you hunting? Other people. That's not what the gym's for, Dan. That's not what hunting's for.
Oh shit! I've been found out.
That'd be a weird thing to have in the gym, wouldn't it? Like a live animal.
Just roaming around.
Yeah.
What animal would it be?
Crane.
Grizzly bear or something?
A crane.
Crane.
Cranes would be funny.
Strolling around.
It's like a massive tall bird.
Yeah.
They got one at Town Gardens.
Yeah, you love it.
You love it too.
I've seen it.
What?
Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
I've seen it along the canal by Waitrose.
Yeah.
It sometimes sits along there, along the river. It's pretty cool.
Not a heron.
Oh, it
No, I
might be a
haven't seen it.
heron.
Oh, it might be a heron. What I've seen.
It's probably a heron.
Don't really know the difference. Do tell.
I just think herons are more popular in the UK.
Yeah.
I think cranes have got longer legs, maybe.
So, little birdie tells me that you're looking for a house.
Yeah, might be.
Richard James, you listening? Sort them out.
Highest bidder wins.
Or Charles
This.
Harding, if you're listening. Chappells, if you're listening. McFarlane's, if you're listening.
Connells.
Get in touch with your boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
good times.
That's going to be cool. What's the
It's
first
just
thing you're going to do when you
adult
move in?
responsibilities? Probably, probably just chill out. I think.
Just get in.
Yeah, like put Netflix on.
What are you most looking forward to about having your own space? Like something that you can call yours, and like you can edit stuff, and you don't have to get like, you know, you've got to check. You just go and do something.
Just have my own kitchen, you know. Oh, it'd be nice to have a nice, good knife set.
To cut like
Yeah.
for food.
Yeah.
You haven't thought like, oh, I want like a big TV in my room against the wall, or like you want to have like a certain shower that
A
you
good
like.
bookshelf would be cool.
Good bookshelf.
Yeah,
right.
that look cool.
All
Wouldn't it?
your country file books.
Yeah. That's just like because I'm not going to read the books. It just looks really
look
cool.
cool,
Yeah.
yeah.
You bring people around and they'll be like, oh, cool bookshelf.
You
You're
must
like,
be
yeah.
educated, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all just. And then what I might do is put a trap door in there, and then take you through to a bar
Nice.
Where are you buying?
for the lads. I don't know. Sort out.
Like those TikToks where it's like behind someone's clothes in their wardrobe. It's another room, like a little cinema room.
The lead singer from Nickelback had that on Cribs.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think it was like you'd like a trap door, and it was like going into this room. It's a giant square, and the floor is just cushion.
I do remember that. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's
really
Cribs
cool.
is a great show.
Yeah.
What
sick
else
show.
were great shows back in the day? Pimp My Ride, one of them.
Pimp My Ride was
Exhibit. You loved Jersey Shore.
Sick. Jersey Shore was sick.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Did you watch Jersey?
A couple of them, yeah.
Geordie was terrible.
I watched a little bit of Geordie Shore.
I couldn't get into that.
OG Top Gear.
OG Top Gear was
Yeah, Top Gear was good. What else?
good. Do you watch Doctor Who?
No, I wasn't into Doctor Who.
Me neither, Joss.
Weakest Link.
Anne Robinson was
Anne
a
Robinson.
bitch.
Yeah, man, she's scary.
Do you ever YouTube some of the biggest times she's insulted people?
No.
There's this woman on there that she insults. She's got like a very short haircut, and Anne's just saying like, "So Sophie, how long have you been a lesbian for?" And I'm just like,
Oh
what?
my
When you watch it now, you
God.
think, bloody hell, that's so bad.
She was a savage.
She was savage.
But then do you see the ones where she gets parred?
yeah,
They're
but
even better.
The guy's a firefighter
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
He's like, wouldn't you like to know? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Classic. They're the best. Anne, if you're watching, give us a shout. That'd be pretty cool if Anne was watching this, wouldn't it?
Come on the podcast.
If anyone knows Anne, actually,
Mm.
get her in touch.
Oh, Mrs. Robinson.
Nice. Good, Ben. So what are you doing tonight?
Tonight, Dan.
Yeah?
I might
Tonight,
go-
Matthew, I am going to be
I'm going to be a cyclist.
a cyclist.
Yes,
Going for a cycle?
I might do. What are you doing?
Don't know, mate. Probably nothing, enjoying the sun.
You at your dad's tonight?
Yeah, staying there.
Is your road bike there?
My fixie's there, but I need to pump the tyres. I did think about that. Have you got a pump?
I have the small pump.
A little handheld?
Yeah, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can pump regular mountain bike tires of it. It's like a specialist one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for my fixie. They're thin boys.
Will it work?
Should do.
Okay.
We could go Halfords.
All right.
Big up Halfords.
Nice. Well, all I heard was Dan's staying at his dad's tonight.
Joss is
So-
straight on the alcohol bike.
I was going to say, if you're going for a cycle, do you want to get a ginger beer in the garden, seeing that it's such a lovely day?
What, here or your garden?
Here. Oh my God.
Oh.
Why not your garden?
We can come to my house if you want.
Hello.
I'd love to video Nicola.
Here for a ginger beer.
Nicola and
Rob.
Rob.
Graham.
Graham.
Graham. Graham.
I hope everyone who's listening to this just noticed how they completely avoided my question.
Sorry, Joss.
Oh no, we can't. Well, we can't drink before you go for a cycle.
Ginger beer. Have a water.
Non-alcoholic.
Oh, I tell you what we should have tonight before we go.
Here we go.
We should split those CBD beers out. No alcohol
So
and CBD.
hipster.
Yeah. Me and Amber like CBD. Like if we're ever like stressed, which at the moment is all the time, I have like CBD, but I've shortened it from CBD to Cubid.
Good.
Where's the Cubid oil?
I don't really understand what it is, to be perfectly honest.
It's extract from the cannabis plant, but it's the CBD. So there's two drugs that the cannabis
Totally
plant
legal.
makes. One's THC, which is what you smoke and gets you high,
Yeah.
and then CBD is another one, which is like a I guess, and to be very general and broad, is a relaxer.
And it's fully legal.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot more like oils and creams and stuff coming up. Like I don't know if it's like just been legalized or something, but
Oh, I don't know, mate.
Have you got any new films that are like you're excited about coming out? What's this new Inter thing? Is it no, not
Tenet?
I
haven't seen that. You've seen it, Josh?
no, I think
Is
I
it
might be
out
going
yet?
to see it next week. It is out.
Is it?
Yeah.
I want to go see that. It looks sick.
Should we go watch it?
Yeah, we should. Well, we should do a sixsome because I have to take Amber.
You're not allowed. Unless you're going out shooting.
I might actually be going shooting soon.
Really?
Yeah. Tom Sigler invited me to go for a shoot.
Yeah.
I might go.
Where are you going to shoot?
Well,
Pigeons?
I've gone. I say I might go. I've gone back to him, but he hasn't gone back to me now. Because I'm like, I haven't got a gun. Can you lend me a gun?
Remember that one time you went clay pigeon shooting?
Yeah.
You loved it.
That was awesome.
You were going to get a gun after that.
The thing is, when you try something, you're really good at it.
You don't reckon it was a fluke?
Nah. Guys, I don't think you can fluke like 50 clay pigeons in a row.
Is that what you did?
I was getting
Right, big man.
I was getting pretty good at it. At the end of it, like I remember Jerry put his hand on my shoulder and he was like, "You should be really proud of yourself, son."
Wow.
And he's like an older man, and I was like, "That's what I needed." Everything my dad didn't give me.
Feed my ego.
But I think it'd be fun. I wouldn't want to shoot anything living.
Nah.
Maybe like a small kid.
Yeah, like if he's in your neighbourhood and he's like annoying you.
Pissing you, yeah.
Yeah.
Really like
Just in the neighbourhood.
snotty kid.
Just in the neighbourhood in general.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video on Instagram with the guy who can mimic all the sounds from the guns from COD?
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
I heard of one. I saw one of a guy who like grew up on a farm and he can do every single farm animal, even like the two-stroke motorbike. It's not an animal, but it's kind of kind of related.
what breed's that then?
Suzuki one.
Have you ever watched anything in the IMAX screen
No.
here in Swindon?
Yes.
What did you watch?
Dunkirk. That was pretty good.
Very good.
I haven't seen that.
You know they shot that film in 3 different formats.
What do you
Pretty
mean?
impressive.
They shot it in like was it 35 mil? Something like that?
35, 70, and IMAX. I don't. What is IMAX? Is IMAX 35?
I think so. It's just
Then
like
there's
it's just
another
like
one.
you can go to London and watch it in a cinema there, and it was cropped like a bit differently. I think.
35 is obviously like a lot tighter.
Yeah,
So it's
Almost
already
has-
like an intense film.
and it almost has like the older feel about it. I think that's
Mm.
what it's about. Pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Where would you want to go next for a Ottr business trip?
Bangladesh, maybe.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
That's top of your list. Out of
Yeah.
everywhere in the world right now.
Otter trip. Yeah.
Okay, why?
Just. I think. I just.
Give me
think,
three things Bangladesh has to offer.
I think they've got really good wildlife there. The people are
Like the tigers?
The people are lovely,
How do you know the people are lovely?
and the food is great.
Have you been there?
No,
Oh.
never. That's where I want to go. Where do you want to go?
Well, I'm just a bit perplexed that your first choice was Bangladesh
Well, why?
over LA.
Oh, nah, I don't want to go to LA. It's Bangladesh. Is where it's
Barcelona,
at. Been there?
Australia,
Nah, God no.
Japan.
Yeah, been there.
Would you go? So you choose Bangladesh over Japan?
Probably, yeah.
Bahamas.
Nah, it's like a honeymoon destination.
Exactly. Maldives.
I'm joking. Actually, Bangladesh is actually never crossed my mind. I want to go there.
Right.
Brilliant.
Past
Maybe Sri
minute
Lanka.
was pointless. Sri Lanka
Yeah, elephants.
for an Otter trip.
Yeah.
What kind of client are we shooting out there?
Oh, well, it's not. It's not for clients. It's just to go and chill out, mate.
Oh.
Sri Lanka. That's like a 16-hour flight.
Is it big? Like flight wise?
Is it big?
flight is that long?
You can't just reply to my question with, "Is it big?"
and hope that he knows that you mean the flight.
What do you mean?
Well, the flight, is it that big?
Long.
Like that big of a
You
flight?
don't measure like time.
Well, you do. Like, oh, I'm going to France. Oh, it's not that big of a flight. It's only a little one.
You wouldn't say it's not that big.
Boys, you're not as cultured on flying as I am. I've been on big flights. What's the biggest flight you've been
That's
on?
a rhetorical question. Like, what's for tea, love? Is it big? Yeah. You still got work for me, innit?
Still got work.
So where would you go?
Oh,
For real,
all right, let's go LA.
No, really?
Are we talking about work or just...
Business trip, refresh, get the
Business.
batteries back up to 100%.
Come on, Joss, recharge. Copenhagen, maybe? Great coffee scene.
Do you know what? Apparently, the best coffee in the world is Australia.
I think the Australian coffee is slightly different to what we have here, though.
How so?
I just think it is.
Well, no shit. It's the
Their
best
whole
coffee.
scene is a bit different, but
Is it big?
Copenhagen, like Scandinavia, is quite big on it, from what I've heard. And style and their fashion and everything else is. Australia just doesn't get it. I don't want to go there. There's nothing about Australia that makes me
I
want
don't.
to go
Yeah,
there.
I don't think.
Nothing.
I also don't think
No,
it's not a
nothing.
good. It's not a good business trip idea.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a bit far, isn't it?
We'll leave today. Get there next week.
Yeah, it's a
Mm.
bit much.
You'd have to go for a minimum 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I'm talking 5 days. Thursday to Monday.
You could... Mm.
Are you asking me because you're going to book it?
Answer the question.
I wouldn't want to go anywhere right now, to be perfectly honest.
You're not.
Not that
just,
bothered.
just you and I then.
Well,
Bangladesh.
no, if you're...
Yeah,
if you're
Josh, you're
going.
I don't know, mate.
Well, I
Where
would-
would you go?
I wouldn't,
That's true though. COVID would be like it would confuse it a little bit.
I wouldn't want to go to America right now.
No, God no.
Unless it's like... I don't know.
Would you want to go away
That's
this
the plan.
this side of Christmas with COVID?
No.
Nah. I just think it's a bit silly getting your hopes up that you're actually going to go away and not have to come back to a 2-week quarantine.
If we
With
don't-
the shit that's already going on, like they're already limiting numbers down to 6 again, and then you go away expecting to come back all like happy and blah blah blah. But even that though, it's not going to stop after Christmas.
No.
It's going to be into like mid next year that you'll be able to travel again properly. Maybe, who knows?
What about like if you did like 3 nights away, like somewhere 2-3 hour flight, somewhere really hot, just to chill?
I'm not that bothered.
Morocco,
Morocco would be cool.
yeah,
There's a surf scene in Morocco as well.
yeah, and they've great hummus as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Or-
Israel,
I don't want to go to Israel right now.
where else?
I think somewhere like Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela.
No, sorry, Ventura, not Venezuela.
Venezuela is Africa, right?
Is it big?
Apparently.
So yeah, nowhere this side of Christmas then.
I would happily go away somewhere in this country, like get a nice, like big Airbnb house for like a week.
Just for the 3 of us.
Yeah,
Big one.
yeah.
How big?
Is it big?
It's pretty big.
Is it big?
That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Like somewhere where you can go surf.
A little bit of surfing.
It'd be so cold though. I'd want to go to like
Marrakesh.
yeah,
Or we could go
South
hiking,
Spain.
hiking, climb a mountain in Wales.
I don't think he's getting it, Dan.
Ah,
All right.
he's all about the raincoats and walking boots.
Just trying to have a good
He's a-
time.
No, we like it, Joss.
He's gone a bit Sony.
We're all about that.
We're about the heat. Well, I'm about the heat. What are you about? Dan just wants to see different shit,
Yeah, I like a bit of culture.
and you want mountains.
Well, I've never climbed a mountain. All right.
Ever?
Well, not like I've not done like
None of these in the UK are
the big
mountains.
ones. Okay.
Let's go Kilimanjaro.
I
Nah.
think that'd be sick.
I don't want to do Kilimanjaro. Not
One
yet.
day.
Not until I need to do more cycling. My legs need to be stronger. I've got skinny boy legs.
They are such skinny little legs.
Tone though. Look at those puppies.
If I could go anywhere in the world right now, it would probably be. I'd like to go to Australia.
I'd like to go to Australia too.
We're going into their summer as well.
Go then.
All right. Me and Ben going.
You're such a nice boss. So yeah, that wouldn't interest you at all.
What?
Going to like Morocco for a long weekend.
Yeah, I said Morocco. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marrakesh. would be
This side of
pretty cool.
Christmas.
If it was open, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. If
You know, Polly's going to Athens next week.
In Greece,
Yeah, 'cause apparently that right now isn't on the lockdown list.
isn't?
most of Greece has been
Is
okay, hasn't it? Or is some parts?
No idea.
Maybe we should go to Greece.
Mate.
Thing is, though, we'll all come back 2-week quarantine.
It's all right. Let's edit from home.
Film from home.
Yeah. Yeah, we can film that, but you're going to have to come here. To my garden.
We'll send you the cameras.
Yeah, I'm up for a trip to Morocco
Yeah.
or Greece.
All right, then.
Nice. Nice.
Have we got any newspaper topics this week?
No, I bought a newspaper, but it's pretty rubbish.
Is it?
Actually, there was one news article that there was a dentist who is getting done for negligence because he extracted someone's tooth. He was they were underneath anesthesia. Anesthesia? Anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
Anastasia, the musician. He extracted her tooth whilst on a hoverboard, and then hoverboarded out of the room.
Who did this doctor?
Dentist.
What? Why?
And they filmed it.
Why?
I don't know, probably for TikTok or something.
A hoverboard.
Yeah,
That's awful.
hooked it out, span round on the hoverboard, left the room, tooth in hand, job done. She's obviously person's laid on the bed, completely
was-
out of it, completely anestasiaed.
That's definitely for a TikTok.
None of the
isn't it?
wiser. Yeah, it's a perfect TikTok.
It
I mean,
is.
if I was a dentist, I'll be doing that kind of shit.
You know what I looked at a lot during quarantine?
Bringing up old
Go on.
shit, eh?
Trips to Marrakesh.
Yes, no. Shipping container homes.
For yourself?
Yeah,
Right.
they're pretty cool.
How much are they?
Well, you can buy second-hand shipping containers for like $3,000,
Right.
and then I don't know. I guess a house would be like anywhere from like 2 to 5 shipping containers, and you just like, obviously, you got to do them out and have people who can do it. But they're pretty cool. A lot of them are the ones like videos I watched are in like Australia or America. I think land's probably cheaper there, but land here is ridiculous.
Expensive.
Very
Because
like
we haven't got much.
yeah. I looked like on Rightmove just because why not? And like the cheapest bit of land in Wiltshire was like 80 grand.
How big?
Not very.
I like the hardest thing with that is you can buy the land, but then you need to get everything else to it. You need to get power, water, waste,
Planning.
planning,
Planning.
like all this stuff.
A lot of them were off grid, which is quite cool.
OG,
Like, yeah.
yeah,
Fully solar, fully, you know.
fully
Is there anything
OG.
non-country file about you?
Non-country file.
Mm.
I throw in like some words sometimes, like OG, off grid.
That's not very BBC, is it? 7 p.m. on a Sunday. Is that what time it's on?
Country file.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Just before
Nice gag reflex there.
just before there's another show later on, Antiques Roadshow, another great show. I'm such a stupid boy, aren't I?
Stupid boy! All right, we'll wrap up the podcast
You
there.
stupid boys.
Everyone, thanks for tuning in this week. If you liked it, let us know. If you didn't like it,
Don't let us know.
there we go.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Jim Kite.